Thank you for joining me. My name is Carlos. Welcome to the channel where we talk about things bodybuilding, strength training, progressing, getting better, staying well, and looking for that magic formula for getting better as we get older. So let's just get into it. This week's leg session. We're training legs once a week. I think I'll be upping it to twice a week, but basically it's once a week, and it gives us plenty of time to recuperate and try to hit those legs as hard as we can when we do train. Now, for the last 3 weeks, I've been doing a different routine. I've been working on the pendulum squat. They brought in this machine into the gym, to this other gym that I'm training at, and I've just been really working on that machine, basically, just trying to get the maximum benefit out of it. So I kind of neglected my standard routine. That's fine. I found out today, though, or this week's session, that by taking a short break from your typical routine, when you go back and do these exercises, at least in my case, I was stronger. And this happens quite a bit when I'll stop doing the incline bench press, say, for an example, for a week or two. When I go back and I'm fresh, it's like PR time. I'm doing more than last time for sure. So these short breaks, as long as it's not a break from training altogether, like I was doing other things, going for PRs and going for max strength on other exercises, it seems to be very beneficial. So today, started out with the vertical leg press. Now, this vertical leg press is radically different than the incline standard leg press machine that you see in the gyms. The standard leg press does not have a real weight. In other words, if you put 500 pounds on that sled, it's not 500 pounds that you're lifting. It's less weight. The weight is mitigated by the angle, by the slant. On the vertical, that's not the case. It is vertical. You put 500 pounds, that's how much weight is coming straight down. And so on that point, on that issue by itself, it's a different machine. The other thing is the angle of attack. The leg really does get worked at a different angle. I feel it more on the crease of my hip, and this really helps with the range of motion, and it has great carryover with the other exercises like on the squat, because you are bringing the leg down into a further range of motion. It's hard to describe until you go and do it yourself. So today, pyramided up from just one plate, starting out very cautiously. Note of caution on this vertical press. I have torn my adductor muscle in the past. It's probably one of the most painful things that you can have happen to you, and so on the vertical, I'm very wary of any injury. I'm just very, very careful of how I go about piling on the weight. I'm not just going to go from 1 to 3 to 5 to 10 and just, you're going to hurt yourself, or at least I'm scared of doing that. So I built it up very cautiously, very slowly from 1, and we got up to the working set of 5 plates, and right from the start, I felt very strong. Usually I feel a great deal of pressure on me, when I'm coming down with the 4 plates plus, 4 plates, 5 plates. It's like I feel my face is going to explode. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the body from that weight. And today was different. It just felt more manageable. It felt like, oh, okay, 5 plates. And, man, when I got past the 5th rep, 6th rep, I knew that I was going to get my PR, which today was 9 reps. My all-time best was 8 with that weight, and I felt exhilarated. I felt like, man, making these types of progress with strength at 58 years is an indescribable feeling. Like, I feel that I'm getting stronger and younger with every single workout, with every single month. I don't dread, looking into my 60s. I can't wait. It's like, oh man, I can't wait until I'm 65. Instead of, shit, I don't want to be old, I'll get weak and frail and go downhill. I'm putting in the effort so that's not the case. And it's just exhilarating. It's a different mindset altogether, where you want to get older instead of dreading it. I don't know. I guess that is the fountain of youth, having the right mindset Like, I embrace it completely. And of course, I'm putting in the effort to get there. So making these slow gains, these PRs, is probably, the most important thing that I can do to preserve my life right now. It's very important. And I put this out there because I hear a lot of people say that after a certain age you should train differently, that the heavy weights will wear down on your joints, and all this type of fear mongering. Look, from experience, I have had joint issues in the past. I didn't compromise on the weight. I kept on lifting heavy. I changed my exercise selection. I gave whatever it is that was causing the issue a rest. And today I have no pain whatsoever. I don't have any knee pain or shoulder impingement or bursitis and nothing. Nothing. And I can't explain it other than I just persisted in lifting heavy, lifting smart. Like, I'm not going to do the same angle that got me hurt. That'd be asinine. I gave it a rest, changed the angle of attack, tried to, figure out what to do to move forward. You overcome the issue if you want to succeed. And I did. I overcame, and I have no pain whatsoever. These heavy weights are not bringing attrition on my joints. I don't have any herniated discs, thank God. No issues whatsoever. And so when people put out this fear-mongering mantra that you have to train different. Once you're 55, what they're saying is, you're going to go downhill. You're going to stop progressing. You can't look forward to your best years in your later life. You're looking forward to a slow degradation of your abilities. And I'm proving this to be wrong. I'm sorry, whoever said this is wrong. It's not true. It doesn't have to be true. I'm a contrarian by heart, by nature. Thank God. Because if I had bought into that mantra, I'm sure I would not be making the progress that I am now. So I'm very happy. I'm very content knowing that all those things that are being put out there are lies, they're untruths, and somehow that I am in a very special place of in the know. It's not true. I'm overcoming this thing. I'm getting stronger on every single exercise. Feeling younger. Run faster than I did before. Sleep better. Everything is better. Won't get into too many details, but it's like, so, what do you want to believe? Can you do it or not? Do you want to lift heavy? I would highly recommend that you get on a program that is a progressive overload type of program and do the method of building your strength. So many people go to the gym without a plan. They go to work out. I won't get tired of saying this because I see it every day. They go and do their routines. Are they progressing though? They feel that they're progressing by the simple virtue of going and working out. But if you're doing your same 70-pound push downs, if you're doing your same 185-pound incline bench press, some days you do more, some days you do less, but you're there. And you're at this status quo forever. And this is there's a science to this now. So there's hundreds of millions of men and women that work out, that lift weights. And they say after the initial 3-year progress, some people that actually make their progress, enhanced or unenhanced after the 3rd or 4th year, that's as far as they get. And they'll stay the same for the next 20 to 30 years. Why? Because they were never taught the system of progressive overload, and they never learned the discipline of tracking and writing down their workouts. Yes, this is important. You have to track your workouts to know how to build on it. So, people wing it. So I remember the last time I did 185 pounds on my incline bench press, and I did 11 reps. And so they do try to build in a certain way, but without this method, without this rigorous approach of week in, week out, overcoming and building on these on the previous workout relentlessly, over time, consistently, month after month, year after year, they will not show an appreciable progress year after year. This is left for like the professionals. Professionals do this. But most people are not professional. I'm not professional, but I train as if I were. I follow professionals. I consider myself an amateur because I am not making money on this yet. But everything I do, I try to do to the utmost of my ability, and that specifically in regards to building strength. I'm not the strongest man in the world. I don't know if I'll ever be, but I am trying to become the strongest me that I can. And I know that if I weren't doing the system that I'm doing now that's working, if I were to continue the gym bro culture way of doing things, I would have no hope of ever benching 3 plates, squatting 5 plates, deadlifting 5, 6 plates, all these things that I'm achieving, because there would be no method to it. And I know that since I'm on this rigorous method, I know what it takes. And so I know that by not doing that, there's no way, Jose. There's just it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The door is closed. Especially if you've been training for years. If you want to break out of the mold and actually progress, like, okay, I was at a certain stage, now I really want to, I want to build out. I want to get strong, I want to get big, I want to build really big arms. But you haven't done so in the last 8 years. How do you think you're going to do it now? If you apply strength training method of progressive overload by keeping track and building on each and every workout, you will see that progress. It may take 2 or 3 years. It may take so much effort that you may not think it's worth it, but you will achieve it. And believe me, it is worth it. Because at the end of the day, that strength really stays with you. I mean, you have to almost be like dedicated to negligence for it to disappear. And so that's what I have to say today. Now, after the after the 5-plate PR, I upped it to 5.5 plates. Never done that in my life. I'm getting close to 6 now. And I did 3 reps. And it was manageable. I could have done 5 reps. I left some reps in reserve. But when you're hitting these outer limits, it's best to be cautious. I did my PR. I went above and beyond what I had done previously. So there's no need to overreach. It's like, okay, good enough. Leave well enough alone. Next time, if I'm feeling good, I'll go for the 5 reps. And then from then on, one day I'll put on 6 plates. And that's going to be a fun day to see 6 plates on that vertical leg press. It's like doing almost 6 plates on a squat. Except obviously it's much easier. You don't have your body weight also to contend with. And you're pushing from a very advantageous situation, but you are pressing all that weight. From there, we went to the Smith squat. Now, the Smith is what I really worked on last year. I built it up to like 4.5 plates for 4 reps deep. 4 plates, 6 reps, and 390 pounds for 10. I was doing like high reps with a lot of weight, but I stopped doing them because my knees were giving me a hassle. They were becoming, chronically inflamed. They were hurting. I couldn't walk downstairs, and it was like I thought I was done. I thought my knee or my knees, I worked them. I overworked them. I got knee issues, and at my age, I wasn't going to be able to overcome this thing. And that's a lie too. I stopped squatting for a few months. I did other things. I built up other muscles in my legs. And like I said today, I have no issues. No problem whatsoever. So I'm doing the squat again. And I was stuck at 5 reps with the 3 plates. Today I got 6 reps. Woo! Great. 1 more rep. Good. Yeah, build it up to 8. Pretty soon I'll be doing the 8 to 10 with those 3 plates. I'm not really interested at this moment in going super heavy. I'll do that later. I like switch out these exercises where I'm building on, and everything is like getting stronger, right? That's the idea, getting stronger. But it takes a long time. It takes a lot of patience. And did a set with 2 reps with the 365. That felt damn heavy. It just felt, oh my God, I couldn't have gotten a 3rd rep. And so it is like at this moment almost at my limit. But that's fine. Like, I'm building the other things. And then from there, we went to the leg extension to close out the session. Now, they say you can't build mass on the leg extension. It's an isolation exercise. Could not be further from the truth. It is one of the most effective quad muscle builders in existence. That machine is built to build the quads. Now, if you only do leg extensions, You won't be able to get in enough intensity to build up that mass. You need the compounds. But if you have already done the compounds with your maximum amount of weight, finishing with a decent amount of weight on the leg extension is going to work in great work volume. And it does work. And today I got another PR on that. I did the full stack, 240 pounds. The machine will not go higher, and I got 8 reps. Now, I'm feeling every single muscle fiber in my leg. Every single muscle is like separated as I'm contracting the leg. You know, after this heavy compounds, what else could you expect? Have to be careful there too. I don't want to tear a muscle. So I did my 4 sets from 130, 170, 200, and 240 pounds. And that was it. 3 exercises and, you know, just hitting it as hard as I could. Now, at the end, I could look back on this session, and it's almost like a little kid in a candy store. I'm just satisfied. This is like satisfying to me because I'm making the progress. See, this is the thing. This is the difference between going and working out. I could have gone in and just done the same. Yeah, I really worked the 4 plates. You know, I did it, but you know, you go look on your logbook or whatever, or memory will take you back, and it's the same as you always did. You're not making any progress. You got to be real with this shit. But if you are making real progress, that brings hope that you're going to make more progress and to get better and better and better. That's an awesome thing, man. That's just, what else could you hope for? What else could you want? To get better as you get. If you don't appreciate that, if you don't appreciate getting better over time, then you're an ungrateful person. Like, this is like, things need to be properly valued, and health is one of them. You know, you should value your health. And if you're making progress in fitness, don't take that for granted. My God, you know how many people are ill or sick or disabled, or man, it's like, that's one of the best things in life. One of the highest privileges a human being can have is to be physically fit and to be improving on that fitness year after year. My God, that's you know, a lot to be grateful for, to cherish, and not to take for granted. People drinking their lives away, drinking their health away, worrying themselves to death. No, you can break out of that. Get into bodybuilding. Now, I'm not going to make the mantra of the salvation through bodybuilding. This is the end-all, be-all. No, God is the end-all, be-all. Find your spirituality first. Find what is really important. And these things are important also. They're not the guarantee for success in anything. You're not going to find anything that's going to bring ultimate value to your life. These are add-ons once you have the ultimate value in your life. I'm not going to preach today. I sure would love to. But I'm definitely saying that this is not the ticket for, you know, to be everything that you can be. There are other things that are more important. But if you have those other things, if you have what is most important in this life, then this is actually very important. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'm very tired right now, but I wanted to do this video. I wanted to get this out there. It is important for me to communicate these things and to share this journey, because why do I do this? Why am I why do I have this YouTube channel? Another guy out there working out. Because it just so happens that that I believe that when I'm 65, I'm going to have one hell of a physique, one heck of a body, and an outrageous amount of strength, so help me God, if I continue down this path. And so I want to document the step-by-step, the pain in the ass that it takes sometimes to actually do this. But it's worthwhile. So I want to share the journey because it's one of progress. It is getting better. It's not stagnating. I don't believe in maintenance. Maintenance is a slow entropy to degradation. You don't maintain in this life. If you're not gaining, you're losing. That's just the sad reality. If you're saving your money, you're losing it through inflation. If you're not investing, you're losing. If you stay status quo, you're losing. Same thing with your health and with your with your weights and whatever it is. If you're just lifting the same amount of weight, you're going to be progressively going downhill. You have to stay on the gain train permanently for as long as you can. As long as you have health and strength to do so, you should be doing so, trying to get stronger. Don't be sold this bill of this lie that after a certain age you can't progress. If you believe that, and unfortunately you're bound by all kinds of health issues and diseases, well, feel sorry for you. It's that sucks. But I think many things can be reversed if they're not terminal. And, thank God that's not my case. I think I was smart enough at a certain age to turn my life around and not go down that road of doing things that would eventually, I would regret. Let's just put it like that. So I think everybody has a choice that they can make of what they eat, of what they do, how they want to think, what they ponder, what they read, what they view on the TV, what they see on the internet. It's within your power of choice. Make the good choices. Live the good life. Do the good, give the good fight. Fight the good fight. And that means being all that you can be. God bless everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. So today's leg session, we started off with a vertical leg press. It had been 3 weeks since I'd done this machine. I was working on the pendulum squat for the last few sessions, getting great work from that pendulum, building up to its maximum potential in just a few short weeks, but decided to go back to my original routine that had built out my strength in the first place, and I'll leave the pendulum on hold for a bit. And so I decided to start with this, with the vertical leg press, just so I could get in some extra adductor and lower hamstring work. Although it is a great quad exercise for sure, but it does stress also all the muscles actually. It's just a absolutely all around great machine. So today we're taking it up as usual in our pyramid scheme of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 plates. And I didn't really have a clear goal today with this. I know I wanted to reach at least what I had done in my previous, which was 5 plates, but you never know how your strength is going to be, like your top absolute output is going to be for a particular day. But here on the third set with these 3 plates, I was feeling pretty strong. I was feeling tight, like really just braced. Felt very comfortable. My legs were loose. I wasn't really fearing for a adductor tear or a hamstring pull or anything like that. So I was willing to just let it rip. No pun intended, but just really go for it. Here on the 4 plates, I usually start feeling the weight. 4 plates is pretty darn heavy. This vertical leg press is pretty loyal weight. What you put on the plate on those pins is the actual weight. I mean, it's completely vertical. So here, feeling pretty darn good with the weight. So I decided to go for a PR with a 5. I knew in my heart that I was going to get my PR today. My previous PR was 8 reps, and today I needed to take it to at least 9, which I did, and it felt comfortable. I felt satisfied with the depth that I was hitting. And with this particular vertical machine, it's hard to really go super deep. I mean, that is subjectively, when you're under the bar, it is very, very deep. Now here I did something I'd never done before, 5.5 plates. Bit scary. I did first rep with a great deal of trepidation, second rep going much deeper, and I decided to stop on the 3rd rep because I felt I could continue, but I was pushing my luck. And so I just left well enough alone. Here I backed down to 3 plates to do sort of a burn set, really just going as slow as possible, pausing, exploding, doing the time under tension. And I like to do these lightweight intensifier techniques after I get my heavy weight out of the way. So this was a great finisher to this exercise today. Great way to start the leg session. My legs were feeling absolutely pumped. I was getting a real lactate burn on the back of my leg, like the hamstring adductor gluteus was feeling very fatigued, which means that it was being worked properly. So the quads also, no knee stress. This is the other thing on these particular machines. I don't feel any knee stress whatsoever. They have completely rehabbed my knee issues from last year, and I'm good to go. So here, second exercise is the Smith squat, and last year I built it up to 4.5 plates. I'm nowhere near that weight on this particular exercise now. I just want to maintain a certain amount of proficiency. So I will work between the 3.5 plate range for now, intensifying and building on other exercises for the time being. I'll get back to this exercise. I'll get back to this to be doing the 4 plus, because my goal is to reach 5 plates. Now here we go up to 3, just for a quick rep. And then we go up to 3.5. And here I thought I was going to be able to do 5 reps. I've been doing 2 reps in my last few sessions. And that's exactly what I did today. I was not able to go beyond the 2 reps. But that's fine. Hitting good depth, getting a lot of torque, a breathe and brace. So I backed it down to 3. And I've been stuck at 5 reps. I've been doing 5, satisfied with just 5 reps. And today I felt that I was able to go a little bit beyond that, and I did. So three reps, nice, and I pause between the reps, gives me a little bit more opportunity to breathe and brace, and I managed to squeeze out an extra rep for 6. So that was pretty satisfying. And then we finished off the leg session with our third exercise, which is the leg extension. In my opinion, this is a very underrated exercise. It's an exercise that most people know how to perform, and many people like to stick with because it's easy to do. It's not really that hard or that taxing, yet when it's done at the end of a heavy compound session, you can really build a lot of fatigue into those muscles, and I like to use a lot of weight. So here I started out with 130 pounds. Did a total of 4 sets. First set was 130 pounds. Then we upped it to 170 pounds for our second set. And here I'm really feeling every fiber of the leg. I'm just really concentrating on the mind-muscle connection as I squeeze as hard as I can, and just making sure that the muscle is really getting the focus that it needs. And like I said, at the back end of a heavy compound session, it seems that it builds on a certain synergy, whereas, a lot of people do this before they do their compounds to warm up the knees or whatever. I like to leave this for last. Now here we go up to 200 pounds, and I'm starting to feel those fibers, close to ripping. Like they are really, really being worked. It just feels good, though. I mean, I didn't feel any danger or anything like that. There is always a danger of a tear or anything, something of that sort when you are lifting heavy weights and you're doing these super brutal sessions. And here we go up to, I never done this before. I put on the full stack, 240 pounds, and it just felt easy. Felt like I could, go all day. I did 8 reps. So that was it for today. That'll be all. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me in my journey. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, post notifications.